Yo, what up guys, I'm Sammy and welcome back to the Soul Drop, and this is my performance review of the Adidas BYW Select. So BYW stands for Boost You Wear, and if you guys do want to cop, I try to leave an affiliate link in the description box. The retail price of these go for 150 bucks. It's kind of expensive, you know, so I would say it's like borderline high tier pricing, I guess, top tier pricing. It's not mid tier and it's not low tier, it's not budget. So again, links will be in the description box, but let's get it started off with the Tracciones. And the Tracciones looks very similar to the original, or like the BYW 2.0, right? So we have a mix of pods and herringbone. So where the herringbone is, we pretty much have a translucent rubber, and then where the pods are, we have this orange color in this colorway. And the traction is really good. You know, if you're playing on a clean court, you pretty much don't have to break it in at all, right? Right out the box, on your first day, you should be good to go. It has an amazing stop, right? So if you're playing on a clean court, top tier traction, you're gonna be stopping on a dime. It's really fun to play in if you're playing on a clean court. However, if you're playing on a dusty court, it's not terrible on dust, but it's not the best, you know what I mean? So it does pick up a little bit of dust. And I would say if you let a little too much dust build here on the outsole and you don't have time to wipe or something, it does slide out a little bit, you know what I mean? And it is kind of dangerous where it goes ee, and then just slides a good amount, but it's not super dangerous like the Jordan 31, you know what I mean? Just slides out a little bit. But if you keep up with your wipes, you should be good to go. And I guess the good thing though is that it's a super easy wipe, right? Just go 1 to 2 easy swipe wipes and you should be good. And it doesn't pick up dust super quickly, but I did find myself wiping pretty occasionally, so that was kind of annoying. But if you don't mind wiping, then you should be fine playing on a dusty court. Just remember, you're gonna have to keep up with your wipes and don't let too much dust build up on the outsole. As far as the durability goes, durability seems like it's not gonna be very good, just because I guess like where the ball of your foot is, it's more like right here, I guess, right? But this orange part is super soft. The grooves are really thin and the rubber is super soft, so I don't think this orange part is gonna be very durable. But where the herringbone is, it seems a little bit more durable, but I guess like the grooves are a little bit thinner too. So I actually wouldn't recommend it for outdoor use. I don't think it would be very durable. So yeah, the traction overall, I had a really good time. It was fun playing in it. And here in the middle of the outsole, we can see this midfoot. That's actually full length, right? It's this plate. If you guys can see through this translucent part of the outsole, we can see kind of like an oval shape, right? And also here in the heel, as you guys can see. So that'll be good for, you know, torsion support, right? So as far as the heel to toe transition goes, pretty damn smooth, right? Actually very smooth. So here in the heel, nice rounded shape and fully exposed boost, and I guess light strike midsole, which we'll get into. It's a little bit weird how that works, but it feels very nice here in the heel. And then in the forefoot, we have a nice curve shape and a lot of forefoot flex, but it's not like super springy, you know what I mean? Even though this is like full length, right? The plate is full length. Maybe it's because it's like a plastic. I feel like if it was like carbon fiber like the WOW 10, it would be a little bit more springy, but it's more just like flexible right here in the forefoot. So overall heel to toe transition, super duper smooth. You don't really get that crazy like springiness, but obviously if you want more of like a flexible like forefoot, then it feels nice, right? So there's that. Moving on to the cushioning setup. So the cushioning setup is weird just because it says light strike right here in the heel, and it is light strike foam, but it's more just like a carrier. It's more on like the outside of the shoe, right? You guys can see this orange part, that's light strike here in the heel as well. But then if you look on the medial side, we can see full length boost, right? And also if you remove the insole, we can see full length boost, just because the boost looks like it's right underneath the foot, right here in the heel and also in the forefoot. First of all, the insole is pretty trash. It's really thin. Adidas doesn't give us super nice insoles, but that's okay, just because the actual strobe board is quite soft, you know what I mean? So there is a pretty large cutout. I would say it's more like the size of maybe like a nickel, right? And we can see the exposed boost in the heel, so that feels nice. And then around that, it's also pretty damn soft, you know? So you can feel the boost underneath your foot. The underfoot cushion and also the step and comfort is great in the shoe. Also, the court feel is okay, you know what I mean? So in the forefoot, you feel very low to the ground, right? You have good court feel in the forefoot, but the heel, you can definitely feel a significant thickness. You know what I mean? It's actually pretty damn thick here in the heel, so you can definitely feel a pretty high offset. So it's kind of weird, you know, just because like the heel feels really high up off the ground compared to the forefoot, but you get used to it once you start playing it, right? We have good compression from the actual midsole as well, you know, like the light strike on the lateral side, and also on the medial side we got the boost, so that feels nice. Impact protection should be fine as well. On hard impacts in the heel you should be good. Even in the forefoot I was fine. My feet really didn't hurt at all playing in the shoe. Not a whole lot of bounce just because it is boost, right? But it's soft and comfortable. So overall, it does everything pretty damn well, right? The only thing that I didn't kind of like was the thicker heel, but like I said, I got used to it. It wasn't really like a terrible thing or anything like that. And also, I wish there was a little bit more bounce. You know, I'm not a huge fan of boost just because it's not super bouncy, but for the most part, it's a very nice cushioning setup. Now moving on to the material. So we have kind of like a textile or a textile mesh material, and for quality it's not the best, you know, but it gets the job done, honestly, right? It feels nice on foot. It's super thin, right? It's not stiff, it doesn't feel cumbersome, it conforms to your foot extremely well, and also it's like pretty supportive, right? And here in the tip of the the toe box, we have a really crappy fuse feeling material. It feels like a synthetic nubuck or like suede type of material, and it feels really cheap. It creases a lot as well, but of course I guess it's good for durability and support. And then here in the midfoot it stays thin, also supportive just because we have these eyelets, right? It looks like a strap and comes all the way here into the midfoot, and it's on the lateral and medial side of the shoe, so that'll definitely help for support too. And then for the tongue we have very minimal padding, right? There's really no foam or anything. And it's also a half booty construction tongue, giving you a better overall one-to-one fit. And then here in the ankle area we have like a little bit more than average padding, I would say, right? It reminds me a little bit of like the Dawn Issue 3, you know, so a good amount of padding. It feels nice and cozy here in the back of the shoe. So overall, it feels nice on foot, and like I said, it gets the job done. However, not the best for quality, even on like these pink parts, right? It's just like a synthetic material, which feels a little bit cheap, but it feels nice on foot for performance. All right, moving on to the fit. I went true to size, and this shoe fits me extremely well. I would say almost perfectly. You know what I mean? So it just fits my foot really good. Lengthwise, my toes go right to the edge of the shoe, so if you don't like that, probably go up half a size, but I like that super snug fit. That's why I went true to size. Also here in the toe box, it's super snug. You know, I can barely curl my toes up, so that feels really good. My foot just kind of feels locked into the shoe just because of the more snug fit, right? And also width-wise, I would say it's like a normal to slightly narrow fit, right? So it fits my foot extremely well, and if you want that snug fit, you should be fine going true to size. If you don't want that snug fit, and you want a little bit more of a looser fit, then probably go up half a size. If you have a super wide foot, or you want a really roomy fit, probably go up a full size. But for me, true to size, I was good to go. All right, moving on to support and lockdown. So for lateral containment, I was good to go as well, right? So here in the forefoot, I guess the midsole kind of comes up acting as sidewall, right? I wish it came up a little bit more, but for the most part, my forefoot wasn't sliding out of the footbed really at all. Here in the midfoot, we got this spike, and also we got this one as well. And then here in the heel, we have an internal TPU heel counter. So lateral containment was good for me, and also lateral stability. Look at how much this midsole protrudes out here in the forefoot on the lateral side, right? So you have a super wide base, you're low to the ground, so lateral stability was good for me as well. And I didn't really have any issues with heel slippage, and also like I said, the fit was really good for me, so my foot felt super locked into the shoe once I tightened up the laces, right? All right, moving on to the weight. If I remember correctly, it was like pretty heavy, right? 14 ounces? Yeah, 14.39 ounces. Let's check the other shoe. Yeah, 14.71 ounces. Yeah, so it's pretty damn heavy. And honestly, it wasn't a huge deal. I definitely felt the weight a little bit, right? Especially comparing it to super lightweight shoes like the Wild 10 or the 808 Speed 9 Premium PG6, you know? But for the most part, it's a super responsive shoe, you know, just because you're low to the ground, the cushion is responsive, but also comfortable. The traction is really good too. Fit me very well, support's great. My foot's not moving around inside the shoe or anything like that. So when I wanted the shoe to do something, you know, like stop on a dime, it did that exactly, you know? So responsiveness, super good. If you want to feel quick, super good in the shoe as well. It's just that it's not the lightest or most minimal feeling shoe. All right, as far as the ventilation goes, ventilation's all right, right? So here in the toe box, we have okay airflow, right? But like for the most part, the tongue and also in the ankle area with the like more foamy, more padding, it's on the warmer side of things. So ventilation, I would say, is all right. Moving on to the aesthetics, I kind of like it. This colorway is pretty cool, and the overall design, it looks like an Adidas shoe, right? Especially with all these spikes and with the crazy protruding out midsole and stuff like that. So yeah, I feel like it's all right. It's not my favorite, but I don't think it's terrible. So tell us what you guys think of the aesthetics down in the comment section below. So wrapping things up, yes, the BYW Select is one of Adidas's best hoop shoes, along with the Harden Volume 7 and the Dame Certified, in my personal opinion. I had a really good time playing in the BYW Selects, and I feel like most people will enjoy it. You know, if you're a guard and you want a responsive shoe, but with good cushion and a comfortable shoe, then this is a great option. Also, if you're a bigger dude, it has adequate cushion and adequate support. So I feel like most people, most positions and most play styles will enjoy this shoe a lot. So yeah, it's a great performer and it'll definitely be in my rotation. So anyways, that about concludes my review of the Adidas BYW Select. Again, if you guys do want to cop, I try to leave the link in the description box, but that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.